Hello and welcome to the Wreath Decorating Workshop at Miller Plant Farm. Today I am going to show you how to decorate your wreath at home. You're going to need your wreath, your decorations of choice that you've picked up, as well as a bow of your choice that you would have picked up. Some helpful tools are wire cutters and needle nose pliers. At the least, a good sharp pair of scissors would be helpful. The first thing you want to do is determine what you want to be the top and bottom of your wreath. Most wreaths are uniform, however some tend to have a little bit of an opening that I like to put the bow in case there's just a disproportional area. The bow kind of helps hide it. So I have the bow at the bottom for my wreath, and I'm going to start with a decoration directly above the bow. For this wreath I'm going to be using frosted pine cones and crab apples. So I'm going to start with a frosted pine cone in a cluster of 3 up at the very top. So these are wired. I'm simply going to take the pine cone and put it to the center and wire it by weaving the wire through the branches so it's hidden. Wrap it around to the back and simply wire it together just like a twist tie. If you have long wires at this point, you'll snip them off, or if it's short like this one is, I will just tuck it back into the wreath so it doesn't grab the door. You can see here I have 1 pine cone, and I'd like to make a cluster of 3. So now I'm going to work on adding the other 2 to this cluster. I'm probably going to put the 3rd one roughly at the base here of these 2. Again, just working that wire in and around so that I have a decent pine cone display. Alright, so you can see here I have 1 bunch of frosted pine cones at what's going to be the top of my wreath. I'm going to go ahead and do that again on either side to mirror it, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to add some crab apples. this point you can see I have accomplished adding my pine cones, and they're roughly evenly spaced. My bow would end up here at the bottom. As I create the wreath, I'm making sure that I have some balance and my eye travels nicely and uniformly around the wreath. The last thing I'm going to add as far as decorations go are my artificial crab apples. Because I want to make a big pop of color, I'm going to add 2 berries to each section. And I'm going to secure those the same way we did the pine cones, in between each of the pine cone clusters. So you can see there's one group, and I'm going to add the second. For this wreath, I'm trying to keep things simple, so I'm going to probably call this good with ornaments. I'm going to take a look at it and make sure everything looks good where I have it, that I like what it looks like, and that I don't need to rearrange anything. And at this point, I'm going to add my bow. And I'm going to drop that down right beneath the center pine cones, making it a very traditional wreath. And I'm going to wire the bow in. And because I want to use this bow again, I'm just going to take my needle nose pliers and wrap the extra wire around the wreath frame in the back. And just tuck it in so that it's not scratchy, but that I can easily reuse this bow again next year. From here, I simply just want to fluff my bow. And, as you can see, I have a completed wreath to hang on my door.